It's your boy Green up here, back with another video, and today I got a special video for you guys, man. Today we're going to be doing a best teams for Tournament of Power season 44. You guys know that for season 43 we actually use Super Warriors. We actually kind of use a Super Warriors team, kind of modified it a little bit, added Cryhon, we added Kamikalo, and we added in this green Super Saiyan Goku, right? And then we added green Tien just to modify a little bit so we can get survivability and all that stuff. And we actually it turned out really great. So I'm actually gonna post the screenshots, either the left or the right, of like the amount of points that we actually accumulated and actually where we ranked towards the final. I think we landed 282 or something. So that's like a high score for me, 282. So super blessed that we was able to get such a high score, and I was able to help as many people out as possible. And for this season, we're definitely going to talk about the top 5 best teams in my opinion. Might add 6, who knows? But yeah, they always change out the Z tier, S tier units. So although Super Warrior might be pretty solid, they're not. Most of them are not going to be Z tier. We actually go Z tier. You don't see none of the Super Warriors on Z tier that was the Z tier last season, right? We go to S tier, right? We don't see them, right? We go to A tier, right? All of them pretty much went down to A tier. So you could definitely rock this team, but just know that you're not gonna get into the top points because they always change the tiers every single season. So look at that. 5 of our units are in A tier, and then if we go to like B tier, you see 2 of them, right? So we got to like switch up our team because we're not gonna get that many points with the same setup. So I'm gonna show you guys the best teams for this season, and then once I begin my walkthrough, I might pick one of those teams and just modify it a little bit, just depending on the route and everything. So say for example, I use GT. Like I say, oh yeah, for this season I'm gonna use GT. Then once I figure out the route that I'm gonna go, I'm gonna check to see like what colors do I need the most of, and I'm gonna modify it from there and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's basically it with this intro. Let's actually go into the let's get into the first team, and I'm gonna catch you guys there. Okay, so the first team that is probably going to be the team that everyone is going to run this season, just because they have the most Z tier units, is going to be Frieza Force. Now, Frieza Force has a lot of units that you can run. These are all the units from Z tier, so you could basically just kind of rock the Ginyu Force in a sense. They have Raccoon, they have Birder, they have Jace, they have Gudo, they have the Green Captain Ginyu, and they also have some other solid units around it. Like they even have this red Captain Ginyu here. That's actually pretty solid. They actually have this Nappa right here that I believe that he also gives support buffs to like Vegeta's and stuff, which is, he's a pretty solid unit. You have Green Raditz here, so I definitely feel like this is probably going to be the best team in terms of just having a lot of Z tier units. Is going to be Frieza Force, because like I said, this is what, up to 13, no, this is up to 17 Z tier units for Frieza Force, and they actually have some solid units here. And even if you go to the S tier units, they have some good S tier units, bro. Like Zenkai EX Captain Ginyu is really nice. There you have Blue Nappa with the nice debuffs, and you also have Mecha Frieza. Like you have a lot of options. This is from just, like I said, this is just from Z and S tier. So if you actually just kind of want to play a little more safe, you can check the A tier and kind of pick some of these units as well. So I just feel like Frieza Force is definitely going to be the team that you see in the top leaderboards, because they have they have so many options to choose from in terms of this Z and S tier selection. So if I was to build like a team, if I wanted to get the most points, I'm definitely going to rock something like this. Oops, actually switch here. Probably rock like the full Ginyu Force in a sense here. You can actually add in green, and then I'll probably add in like Nappa right here, because Nappa just gives the debuffs all the time. And then, like I said, depending on if you have a certain amount of color, say for example you're facing a lot of green, you want to add another purple to your team, you can add in like Mecha Frieza and all that good stuff. And like I said, this is all from just being S to Z tier. So probably like a team like this, you could definitely change some other units in here. Maybe switch Godo out for like Green Raditz, probably, if you just want to have someone that has a better kit all in all. But I think the biggest thing with Godo is Godo does bring health Z ability for the team as well. So if you want your team to be a little bit tankier, You can go with Gudo. Sorry, I don't know if you guys heard the thunder, but my goodness, that was crazy. But yeah, I probably think that Frieza Force is probably going to be the team that you see the most in the top ranks. So you can never go wrong with them. You can definitely modify this team up a bit, but they definitely have a lot of Z tier units, so you can definitely add probably like 4 of them in there into your lineup, and you'll be good to go. So let's hop into the next team. Okay, so for the next team, that's actually gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be a pretty solid team. It's actually going to be GT. Now GT actually, this is their Z to S tier units, right? So I think the biggest thing with GT is I would probably go for the team if you have Omega and the new blue Omega Shenron. I mean, well, this is Shin, right? Yeah, this is Shin. So if you have the new Omega and you have the new red Majub, I really feel like you should use this team, because both of them are actually in Z tier. We actually take out the S tier, you can actually see, oh, Omega's actually S tier, but Oob is Z tier. So I feel like just the fact that they're 2 new EX units, they really have an insane kit. You guys see here, they have a lot of damage inflicted buffs, reduction in own damage after certain timer, after certain health. You guys see that Oob gets these certain things here, and then if we go, oops, I keep doing that, my bad. And then we actually type in the S tier, we can actually go with Omega right here, because Omega also has an insane kit. If he's paired with other GT member, he gets high key recovery, damage inflicted buffs. If he lands a blue card, he heals and all that good stuff. So for the GT team, I would always, no matter what, always have Super Baby 2. I know Super Baby 2 is a C tier unit, but the fact is that he's healing the team every single turn and giving them damage inflicted buffs. He's going to help GT in terms of just survivability. Now, if you want to add some Z and S tier units just to get some points up there, let me actually take out the C tier. Adding in this green Super Baby right here, I mean this green Baby Vegeta is really nice, because he actually heals himself and he gives support for his allies, so you can definitely add him in there. I'll actually add in this Shin, because he actually supports the whole ally GT for 2 turns, bro, like the whole square. So no matter where you place your units, he's getting them extra 20 damage inflicted buffs, which you can never go wrong there. So I'll add him there. And like I said, if you have Omega and you have Majub, I'll definitely add them 2 in here as well, because just to get you the extra points. Now for the other people, I feel like you have a good enough Z and S tier units, so you can kind of play it safe and add like some really powerful units. You could add in Shenron right here, this yellow one, because he's a defensive type. Not bad, right? He's definitely not bad. After he hits a certain timer at certain health, he is going to activate some things here, have some debuffs to the enemy, but you can definitely play it safe and add probably like some A tier GT characters. Maybe add this red Goku in there, and if you maybe go and check the B tier and probably add someone like these 2, for example, like Ice and Nova or something like that. Or if you want to play it even more safe, you could take out, say, Nova and then put in this Goku, because this Goku actually heals himself after every turn. He actually heals himself by 2%, and he gets 60% to strike damage, which is really, really good. So I'll probably make a team something like this if I have the EX, Omega, and Oob. Now, if you want to switch them out, you know, people that I'll probably switch him out with is maybe this baby Vegeta. You know, he's okay, but it's only when he faces against Saiyans you're really gonna see him being super useful. So I honestly wouldn't rock GT if you don't have Omega and Majub, just because they supply you with that Z tier and that S tier bonus points. That's literally up to 30% TOP bonus points if he has the 2 new EX units. So probably something like this. Maybe if you don't have Omega, you can put in this yellow Shin right here. That's not a solid, it's a solid option right here. This EX17 is okay, right? But like I said, I wouldn't really go for, I mean, you could definitely go with GT, but in terms of the points, it will really be beneficial if you have the new Majub and the blue Omega Shenron on your in your account. So pretty solid team. Always rock Super Baby 2. The fact that Super Baby 2 is a blue GT, he's going to be able to Zenkai buff Omega, Shin, and Nova and Ice right there, because they're all blue GT members. That's gonna be really nice there too. You have the red GT Goku. I believe that buffs red GT, if I'm not mistaken, on the Zenkai ability. So Majub's also gonna get the Zenkai buff there, and pretty solid ability. So GT is definitely one of the better teams for this if you have the new EX Omega and Majub. Let's hop into the next team. Okay, so for the next team I actually want to talk about is actually going to be Saiyans, bro. Saiyans actually has, just Saiyans in general just has a lot of units in the Z and S tier, which is pretty shocking, bro. Like, look at this, bro. This is all the Z and S tier units, bro. Like, this is actually insane. He has a lot of variety, and that's interesting, bro. Like, I was just super shocked. I was like, bro, like, you can actually rock some pretty solid Saiyans in here. There's actually some good Saiyans that you can definitely rock. So if I was to build this team, I definitely think one of those Saiyans that you should add on here, regardless of him being in C tier, is he actually C tier? Let me see. Or is he B tier? Where you at? Is actually this Halo Vegeta right here, because at the third turn he actually heals his allies by 3%, which is really nice, and gives them damage inflicted buffs. So that's actually a really good thing in terms of survivability. Now, if you want to just add some Z tier and S tier units just to get some extra points, let's take out all these GT units here. And some good ones I'll actually add in is this Turles. Turles is a Zenkai unit, has the high stats, does extra damage to Saiyans and Sun Fam. So most of the time, you're probably going to face a Saiyan in the Sun Fam team, extra damage inflicted to himself. And then once the start of the second turn, he heals himself by 5%, gives him extra damage inflicted and key recovery, which is really nice. Helps with survivability. The fact that he heals himself by 5% is a really nice touch here. So another person I'll add is Green Kaba. Reason why I'll add Green Kaba is basically the same thing like Turles, for example. He has a Zenkai ability, and the fact is he does give damage inflicted buffs to rival universe and Vegeta. So if you pair him up with Vegeta, so maybe have like Angel Vegeta there, and then you add like Kaba right here, you can definitely support this Angel Vegeta. But after, I think it's like the third turn, right? Yeah, the third turn he restores his own health by 5%. So nice survivability right there. I'll add another unit, something like Nappa, because Nappa provides debuffs throughout the whole field right here. You guys see that massive debuffs against support and defensive type characters, which is nice. Can never go wrong with Nappa. And then all these other units you can kind of just fill in. Let me check. Let me see actually some good ones. For example, any sleepers that I can actually see right here. Let me check this purple Goku. I never actually checked out his stats. Nah, he's actually pretty bad. So you could definitely go and add in like units like Green Radish. Green Radish is a really solid Z ability, and his kit is actually pretty solid there too. Anybody else that I'll probably add in here? You can add in Purple Nappa, because Purple Nappa just provides supports for Vegeta, so you can definitely add Purple Nappa there. And then you can add this Vegeta in here because of Purple Nappa. So if you really want to take advantage of Purple Nappa's ability here, give an extra 20 damage to Vegeta, you can add in this Vegeta here, and then maybe you can go to A tier and B tier to find some really good Saiyans. So probably for A tier, for example, I'll probably go and add in this blue Broly and Chilai, because the reason with them is after the third turn they heal themselves by 10% and damage inflicted buff. So I'll probably add them right there, and maybe take out this Vegeta. You could probably add someone else in here. Let me see if I can think of anybody on the top of my head that has a really good unit in general. You can actually add in this blue Broly. This blue Broly actually does have a Z ability for Saiyans. He is probably an A tier unit, if I'm not mistaken, A tier unit. So he is, yeah, an A tier unit. So you could take out this Vegeta and add him in there, or you could add in this red Turles. The reason why this red Turles is pretty solid, he provides debuffs as well, and then at the third turn he heals the buffs by 10%. So you can actually add in this blue Broly here, or you can add in this red Turles. Either way, they're both pretty solid in terms of their Z abilities and their kit. So some Saiyan team like this, you could definitely, refine it or tune it up a bit, but something like this, a really general Saiyan team is not bad. I'll definitely make sure to add in Angel Vegeta for sure, because of the team heals, and then just add some units that can heal themselves. Maybe take out this Nappa, and you could probably add in someone like this Kaioken Goku right here, or Red Kill, right? So just to give you some ideas on some certain Saiyan units you can use. You could probably take out Nappa, go to Z tier, and then add in, not Z tier, S tier. So I'm checking S tier, and add in probably like Kefla here. So as long as you have Kaba in here, he's going to support Caulifla, because they're both on Universe 6, so rival universe. So something like this would be pretty solid. And like I said, there's a lot of Saiyans, bro. There's a lot of Saiyans, so you could definitely add certain units and all that good stuff. So pretty solid here. Have multiple units that can heal: Broly, Chilai, Angel Vegeta. You have Purple Turles, you have Green Kaba, and then just add some units that helps with the Saiyan Z ability. So Green Raditz, blue Nappa, even the blue free-to-play Broly. Try to get him up to 14 stars because his kit is actually pretty solid, bro. He has lots of ways of getting damage inflicted buffs, which is amazing. Key recovery and all that good stuff. So a Saiyan team, pretty solid. Let's hop into the probably the last team of this video, and that should be it. So I'm gonna catch you guys there. Okay, so for the last team, I'm actually going to talk about Regen. You know, Regen is actually has some pretty solid units in here. I'll probably say the biggest thing is in terms of the Z tier units, they don't really have the best Z tier units. Like all these Z tier units are, not gonna lie, are pretty trash. But they definitely have a lot of solid S tier units. I would definitely say some good S tier units for sure is Omega. Blue Omega is gonna be really solid there. Purple DKP. You have red Super Boo. I'll say those two, I mean those three, and then also adding this baby Vegeta. Now with baby Vegeta, you guys know that he heals. He also surprised the team with support. This DKP, the fact that he's just a transforming unit, this fact he's going to have so much damage inflicted buffs, and he actually gives all enemies debuffs after the second turn, which is pretty nice. And then turn 2, he gives the enemies even more debuffs, so that's really nice in terms of just dealing more damage. You also have Super Boo here. It just does a lot of blast damage. It has high key recovery, so he's most likely going to have a chance of going first all the time. Already kind of talked about EX Omega. And then in terms of your other units that you want to add on here is, let's see, is actually just to play it safe. I'll add in Super Baby 2. Super Baby 2 provides the heals. You can never go wrong with Super Baby 2 here. Then we check out B tier. I'll probably add in Fat Boo. Fat Boo also gives more heals. Just the fact that you have double heals is really nice. And then in terms of your bench, if you want to add some Z tier units, just in case you want to get as much points as possible, some good regen units for what's name will probably be this this EX Nail right here. I'll probably add him, and then the other regen unit, not gonna lie to you, I really don't know who to choose, so I'll probably just go to S tier and add a unit here. So if I had to add a unit from S tier, it most likely probably would be this Regen number, not gonna lie to you, because Regen number has a lot of strike attack and he has the whole counter thing. So if they do pop a blast card against him, he can inflict the can't move, and then he'll have extra strike damage for his turn. You guys see here, if they pop a blast card, he does, you know, the little counter that Janemba does when he does this. So he'll get an extra 70% to his next strike attack, which is nuts. And then depending on you facing sagas from the movies, he's gonna get some extra damage inflicted buffs as well. So probably like a Saiyan, a regen team like this, if you actually want to play it a little bit more safe, you could probably go, let me see, the B tier. Let me see if there's any good A tier regen units. You could definitely go to A tier, and maybe say for example, you're not the most confident in EX now. You could put in someone like Cryhon here. The reason why I like Cryhon a lot is he does have revival, but every time he lands a card, he does heal himself by 2%, which is really nice. So definitely like him as a card. And there's a lot of Zenkai characters for A tier, so if you're not the biggest fan of Janemba, you might not have my high stars, you could probably take him out and add in Red Cooler, because Red Cooler actually heals himself after each turn, so he's going to heal himself every single turn, which is really nice there. Or just add anybody else, any other Zenkai characters, Green Piccolo, Blue Slug. Like all these units are pretty solid in the A tier spot. And if you're not the biggest fan and you're just, alright, but you definitely don't even want to rock these units, then you can go to B tier and add in Yellow Piccolo, Blue Kid Buu, because Blue Kid Buu actually heals himself as well after the second turn. So Regen actually has some solid units, bro, for sure. They have 4 really good S tier units, and then you can definitely go to A tier units and add some units and all that good stuff. So if I was to pick a team, I might probably go with Regen for sure. Me personally, I might go with the Regen route just to play a lot more safe. I have a lot of them at high stars and all that good stuff. If not Regen, then I might actually go with the Saiyans for sure. So it's actually gonna be one of those two teams that I might pick out, depending on the route that I choose and seeing all the colors. Is either gonna be Regen that I use or Saiyans. So let me know in the comment section which one you guys think I should go with. But I gotta pick out my routes first, then I'll see which one I should pick, Saiyans or Regen. But those are the two teams that I might go for. Comment down below which teams you guys want to go for, and that's pretty much it with this video. I only did 4 because I feel like those 4 teams are the most confident teams that I will probably use, so that's why I wanted to say these are the top 4 best teams. Now you could definitely go with girls and sagas from the movies, but I'm not too familiar with those teams, so I didn't want to add them into this video. But Regen, Saiyans, Frieza Force, and GT for sure. So those are definitely some safe options. And make sure you guys farm up the friendship ranks to friendship rank 10 with the let's fight in that one specific stage in the story mode. Make sure you guys grind out these equipments for them in the rare metal exchange shop. There is a TOP section, so you guys can grind these up, get the health and all that good stuff, all the good Z abilities for the TOP, and you should be pretty much good to go. So yeah, that's it with this video. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, and we're groove, man. I'm out. Peace.